beginning of this hike is somewhat uneventful. You're just walking along this riverbed. Nothing so far, but some of the obstacles come here in a few minutes.
Mud Bay 2 river.
Right. We're at 3/4 of a mile into the trail, and the terrain is changing from a dry, muddy, dirty wash to it's kind of dipping a little bit. Should be interesting, and the water should be up here in a few minutes. One of the amazing things in the desert is, of course, it's normally very, very dry, but when you have water come down and then it seeps into the ground and then it dries, the mud just kind of curls up, just showing you how dry the desert really can be. Here is the first obstacle you have to get around. You have to drop down into a pool, but we're going to head off to the left a little bit and drop in. This is at 1.4 miles into the hike. Now we're approaching the river at 1.5 miles into the trail. Let's take a look at it. Up that way, and then down that way. Making our way down the river. Again, you don't mind walking through it a little bit. Kind of refreshing. We're about at 1.8 into the hike, starting up from Chimney Rock. Again, it's just following the river. Alright, we have a little terrain change here. Yep. It looks like a waterfall. Woo! Don't want to go down that. Come from that direction, and what you want to do to get around it is come to the right side. Again, the log there will be your signpost. Here's the first waterfall, and then it'll take us around to the narrow. Right now we're approaching the second waterfall. You always have to be careful and watch your step, where you're going and how to approach it. And you want to make sure that you find a way that is safe to descend. There's the waterfall. Whoa. Off in the distance. As you're approaching this waterfall, you can't get around to the left side. So you basically want to be very careful and approach it over to the right and then head down toward the waterfall. We use extreme caution. So if you want to approach it, the second waterfall, you want to make sure that you come over to the right side, and this will take you down below. It says waterfall 2, and there are a couple of obstacles that require some down climbing, so you just want to be very careful. Oh. We're at the last major obstacle. It's really slick along this way. You have to be extremely careful as you descend. We come to a difficult situation and kind of precarious when we have a waterfall. Down below, we can't really see how deep it is. So what we've done is we've rigged up a little device to try to help us gauge the depth of the water. We'll see how this works. We've made it beyond the obstacle. It was not as easy as it looked. You just have to be really careful. And again, the little contraption I used to measure the depth did help some, but you want to take precautions. And going with a friend can also alleviate possible dangers if you're injured.